Brilliant, well done. Okay, all right, so let's have a look at the dominant personality type, and let's start having a look at the specific personality traits that we can expect to recognize when we wanting to identify someone who exhibits this specific type of personality trait. Okay, so the first thing we need to remember is they bottom line people. They like a summary, they like brief, and they like to know exactly what's going on. So don't go and waste their time with too much information. Don't talk about their people. Don't give them systems and checklists. They just want to know the bottom line. Give them the big picture, a macro perspective, an executive summary, and you've got a dominant that is exceptionally happy. All right, next. They like to run for opportunities. So if you've got a new product you want to test, or you've got something new that you want to introduce, dominant type personalities are the perfect place to start. All right. They also like to take risks. So, if there's something new you're wanting to test, if you're wanting to put something in front of them, or your product is a little bit more risky, this is the personality type that you want to start with. So if you've got a new product, a ground floor opportunity, introduce it to a dominant. And once you've done the tests, you've run the trials, you've proved that the product and the service actually works, then you can look at approaching the other personality types. They're driven and like to be the best. All right, so when you're dealing with a dominant, someone who's driven and wants to be the best, obviously, whenever you talk about what your product or service is actually going to do for them, make sure that you talk in terms of them. What's it going to do? How's it going to make them look better? How's it going to make them shine? How's it going to make them stand out? How's it going to make them be recognized by their peers, or more importantly, by their superiors? I prefer to make rules rather than follow them. So don't ever try to be prescriptive. Whenever you're working with a dominant type of personality, sit back, listen, get a deep understanding of what's really important to them, because they prefer to make the rules. Never try to introduce rules, etc., for your customers who are dominant personality types. It's really not going to go down well. I like to be the center of attention. So whenever you're talking to a dominant, whenever you're dealing with a dominant type of personality, they're normally CEOs, marketing directors, sales directors, etc. They love to be the center of attention. So make sure that you focus on them, that you constantly bring the conversation back to them as much as possible during any sales encounter. I like, or should I rather say, I crave stimulation and activity. Guys, make sure that when you're dealing with a dominant type personality, the last thing you do is bore them to tears. The last thing you do is overwhelm them with too much detail. They want stimulation, they want activity. So make sure that when you're delivering a presentation or you're delivering a proposal, it's dynamic, it's energetic, and it speaks to them. In other words, it speaks to them in terms of, how's this going to make me look better? I take pride in my image and like to have the best. So whenever you're dealing with a dominant personality type, please make sure that you show things up, how it's going to make them look better. In other words, they take pride in their image and like to have the best. So talk to them, make sure that when you're describing your product or service, you're showing them how it is indeed going to be the best for them. I need flexibility and freedom to do it my way. Well, again, it comes down to make sure that you give dominant personality people or dominant personality type people options. They want to have different choices. So don't just give them one choice. When we put a proposal forward, we have our gold, diamond, or gold, platinum, and diamond options. So the gold option is just a basic option. The platinum option has a couple of extra additional services, etc. And the diamond option is all the bells and whistles. So it gives a dominant the opportunity to choose an option. I exude confidence and like to be the leader. So whenever you're dealing with a dominant, remember that. They love to be the leader and they're always extremely confident. So never ever undermine them in any way. You have to constantly make them the center of attention. You have to constantly show them how important they are. You have to constantly make sure that when you talk in terms of your product, you talk in terms of how it's going to help them look better. Last thing you ever want to do is belittle or demean a dominant personality. If you want to do business with a dominant personality, do not ever make them feel bad. I'm easily bored and impatient. Again, that comes back. It speaks again to when you're dealing with this type of personality type. Please make sure that things are dynamic and energetic and you're passionate and the sales meeting is moving. You don't want to ever get to a stagnant place where things just seem to be sitting still. That's the quickest way to lose a dominant. Well, ultimately, all of those characteristics that I've just described to you describe the dominant personality.